Смотри на это.
Блядь, ценнер, отойди, пожалуйста.
Сейчас, скажу.
Все, он проехал?
Да.
В смысле, он заехал в лес?
Все, вот он нахуй на проходе у нас на нашей территории.
Она стала, что ли?
In a bold escalation just days before Russia's highly symbolic May 9th Victory Day parade, Ukrainian forces have launched a series of high-impact strikes into Russia's Kursk region, targeting military infrastructure and potentially signaling a new phase in cross-border operations. According to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a major strike by Ukrainian aviation destroyed a Russian UAV command center near the village of Tyotkino. The strike reportedly eliminated up to 20 Russian personnel and destroyed key equipment, dealing a blow to Russia's drone warfare capabilities. But that was only the beginning. As part of what appears to be a coordinated campaign, Ukrainian forces destroyed a bridge in Zvanoe, also in the Kursk region. Russian sources have confirmed that Ukrainian armored units, including mine-clearing vehicles, crossed the border and engaged in heavy fighting in the Glushkovsky district. Reports suggest the involvement of Ukraine's 225th Assault Regiment in the offensive. Russian telegram channels and local sources have reported artillery shelling in Tetkino, firefights near the local railway station, and direct confrontations between Ukrainian and Russian forces. They also claim Ukrainian mine-breaching equipment, specifically a UR-77 and an IMR, was spotted and subsequently destroyed by Russian drones. These incursions into Russian territory are not unprecedented, but their timing is significant. With the Kremlin preparing for its annual May 9th Victory Day celebrations, a cornerstone of President Vladimir Putin's narrative of military strength and historical continuity, the Ukrainian strikes may be an intentional attempt to rain on the parade. The symbolism of attacks inside Russia just before its most sacred military holiday will not be lost on Moscow. Whether these operations mark a strategic shift or are intended as a psychological and political provocation remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: Ukraine is once again forcing Russia to confront vulnerabilities far from the front lines in eastern Ukraine. Russians filmed Ukrainian mine-clearing vehicles pushing through Dragon's Teeth and minefields near the Kursk border. Footage appears to be recorded from a local drone command center. It already goes through the Dragon Teeth.
Катится следом! Катится следом катится вторая. Он видит.
Где летят?
Он CPV летит. Он говорит, CPV нахуй, где вторая? Два расчета одновременно.
А ну засними, тут ТМК одна стоит.
Да.
Видите, что там вот? Давай, хуярим, блядь. Море где?
Все.
Нихуя не
КПМ там
забывай.
ебал.
Вообще.
И там еще одна должна быть.
Вижу.
Так и похуй вообще.
Вторая.
Вторая нахуй.
Ух ты, бля.
Ну вот и. Там тоже мина стоят.
Да.
А что за хуйня?
Смотри на это.
Блядь, ценнер, отойди, пожалуйста.
Сейчас, скажу.
Все, он проехал?
Да.
В смысле, он заехал в лес?
Все, вот он нахуй на проходе у нас на нашей территории.
Она стала, что ли?
Первая встала, по-моему.
Нихуя идет.
Нет, идет.
Да ебать, нихуя себе.
Это ошибся. Ошибся. Жека, ты где? Она в зубы проходит, блядь.
Бам, по нам хуярит
Всё,
пошла.
Все, пошли отрабатывать.
Уйдите, успеете уйти.
Бэк, смотри, по нам начинают разбирать. Это авария.
The war is no longer confined to the borderlands. In one of the deepest penetrations into Russian airspace to date, Ukraine appears to have sent a wave of drones over 2,500 kilometers into Russian territory, forcing authorities to activate an emergency protocol at Nadym Airport in the Yamalo-Nenets Autonomous District. Late last night, Russia launched the Koivor Airport Safety Protocol, a rarely used alert status that responds to unidentified aerial threats, after drones were detected in the skies above Nadym, far beyond the front lines. Russian sources claim 26 UAVs were intercepted, but the breach itself speaks volumes. While no damage has been officially confirmed, the psychological and strategic impact is undeniable. The Yamalo-Nenets region is a key hub for Russia's natural gas industry and infrastructure. The fact that drones, likely launched by Ukraine, reached this remote area suggests a growing capability and willingness to strike symbolic and strategic targets deep within the Russian heartland. As Ukrainian military intelligence chief Kirill Budanov once said, "Deeper and deeper." And now, even Russia's distant north isn't out of reach. The 5th Assault Brigade destroyed a group of Russian assault units in the Pokrovsk direction. On the Pokrovsk front, Russian forces continue pressing hard, with intense assaults reported near Osheretine and Sokil. Ukraine is holding defensive lines for now, but the situation remains volatile amid heavy artillery and airstrikes. Trump's back with a fresh batch of nonsense. Does he seriously still not realize Putin is just straight up laughing at him?
Well, as you know, President Putin just announced a 3-day ceasefire, which doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot if you knew where we started from, because we had a president that for 3 years didn't speak to Putin. And it all shouldn't have happened. This is a war that should have never happened. And you're going to be very disappointed when you find out the real number of people that were killed. It's far greater. Many times greater, I believe, but far greater than the numbers that you're putting out. It's a very, very deadly, horrible war.
The International Tribunal to investigate Russia's crimes of aggression against Ukraine could become operations as early as next year, Ukrainian Presidential Office official Irina Mudra said. Mudra said that although creating the tribunal is a complex process that may take time, Kyiv and its international partners already have a clear understanding of the preparatory stages. The special tribunal could start operating as early as next year, Mudra told state news agency Ukrinform. This year, we will complete setting up the legal foundation and begin forming the tribunal, recruiting judges, establishing a secretariat, and implementing rules and procedures. But the main point is making justice inevitable for those who commit the crime of aggression against Ukraine. She added that a draft statute outlining the tribunal's organizational, functional, and legal structure has already been prepared. The tribunal for the crime of aggression against Ukraine is being established in just 2 years, said Mudra. That's quite fast considering the complex and sensitive issues that required compromise to iron out. The next meeting of foreign ministers representing countries involved in the tribunal is scheduled for May 9th. Mudra said the meeting is expected to provide political endorsement for documents prepared by legal advisors from more than 40 nations.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.